Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Circ501, and if you have not yet heard, Fallout 76 has released the beta version of a Battle Royale game mode at E3, and this update has been very well received because it's one of the most polished updates the game has come out with, and overall the game mode is just really fun. So I wanted to go over 5 tips and tricks that'll help you try to get more wins, try to rank up faster, and just overall have a better time playing this game mode. So none of these are in any particular order, except number 1 is still the most important in my opinion. So for number 5, we have perk cards. Now in the Nuclear Winter or Battle Royale game mode, you have a complete different set of perk cards, and there can be exclusive perk cards that are only usable and obtainable in this mode. Now, this mode does follow your stat allocation from your adventure mode character. So if you need to change stats, you have to go in adventure mode and change them in there to change them in the Nuclear Winter game mode, because the perk cards still have to follow your stat allocation to a certain point. And there can be different rarities of cards in this game mode. So say there is a card that costs 9 agility, which there can be, and you only have 3 agility on your adventure mode character. If you want to use that card, you'd have to go change your adventure mode character's stat allocation to be able to use this card. Now past that, you can only have 7 perk cards active at a time, and no matter how much stats, you could have 7 1-cost perk cards and you can still only have 7. Now one thing a lot of people don't know is you can have as many of one color or stat cards active if you have the stats to allow that. So say you could have 7 1-cost strength cards active at once if you really wanted to. So you can definitely do some builds. You can definitely go for some tanky builds. You can definitely go for some high damage builds. You can definitely go for builds specifically targeting, I don't know, getting extra loot or targeting specific weapons for damage increases and all of that type of stuff. So for number 4, you're going to want to follow the sound. And what that means is in this game mode, there are 3 types of new containers. And these are all different tiers that give better and better loot. And it's the main way you get loot in the Battle Royale game mode. So the first one is just a small blue box. That's the first tier. The second tier is a longer, thinner yellow box. And the last tier is a multicolored, just overall bigger box. Now, the last tier of boxes actually will have a loud ping if you get close enough to it, letting you know that there is a box around. It sounds pretty similar to the nuclear launch code ghouls that are in the other game modes of the game. So once you hear that noise, you know that you are around a tier 3 box and you should look around for it. Now they should stop the ping noise if someone loots the boxes. And look wherever you can. They can be on roofs, they can be on high points, they can be hidden, they can be anywhere. But this ping will alert you that there is one around and you should look for it and get that highest tier loot. So for number 3, you should be looking for all the magazines and bobbleheads you can possibly get your hands on. Now, these are completely different to any other mode, because what these do in this game mode is once you pick either of them up, they give a permanent buff that lasts the entire length of the game and cannot be lost anyway once you pick them up. And also, when you pick them up, you do not have to go and consume them or equip them or anything like that. You pick them up and it automatically gives you a buff. And these buffs are pretty big. The bobbleheads are slightly bigger, but you can get tons of buffs. You can get, health regen from magazines. You can get, 30% increased healing from stim packs from bobbleheads. You can get pretty big percent damage increases from other bobbleheads. Energy weapons or small weapons or heavy weapons, all that type of stuff. And that's just by picking up these bobbleheads or magazines. And look around everywhere. They can be on shelves. They can be, hidden behind stuff. A lot of cars that have other loot boxes just sitting in them will have bobbleheads or magazines on the seats. So check everywhere. They can be on bunk beds. Everywhere you can think of, these things can randomly be placed around. And if you're not looking for them and getting them, you're missing out on a ton of extra free buffs that'll just help you get more wins and level up faster in this new game mode. Now for number 2, we have hacking. Now you need a 1-cost perk card equipped to be able to do this, but once you have that, there will be random terminals and consoles around that you are able to hack. And it's the same way you hack in every other Fallout. It's the same exact way, but once you hack this, you have 1 of 3 options to choose from. You request to be shown other players, you request a stim pack, or you request a weapon. I'd recommend not using the stim pack unless you absolutely need it, because stim packs aren't that rare, and the other 2 options are much better. So for the players, I'd recommend doing this if you're later in the game, like mid-game or end-game, because it's showing you other players. You can have that advantage, especially end-game. If you can pull off hacking in the end-game, it'll give you a really good advantage knowing where the other few left other players are. Now, if you're doing this at the start of the game, in my head, there's only one option, and that is requesting a weapon. And the reason is, this seems to give the highest tier weapons and some weapons that I've not seen in any other place in the Battle Royale yet. And that specific weapon is a barrage scoped rocket launcher. This is the only place I've seen a rocket launcher from. And it's a triple shot rocket launcher, gives you 9 rockets total. Also, another tip, make sure you have the increased carry rate when you have this, because this in itself weighs like, I think 48 or right around 50, which based on you only have 75 weight, so you only have 25 weight to play around with. And with armor, you don't have any weight left, so make sure you have increased weight if you want to hack and get the rocket launcher. And you can get other weapons as well. You can get some really good high tier laser rifles. You can get basically the highest tier of weapons you can get from this. So make sure, if you want to do this, to get the perk card and start hacking, getting yourself some really good weapons. Now for number 1, I have the most important tip I could find for the new game mode, and that is you are able to place on your camp and build anything you want for free, and even use blueprints from your adventure mode for free. Now there are some caveats with this. You can't place turrets, electronical stuff, anything that's going to take higher perk cards in adventure mode, you're not able to place if it's in that blueprint, so you're not able to use that blueprint, and you're not able to just place turrets around in the game mode. So what I recommend actually doing is going in your adventure mode and messing around with, reinforcements or fighting towers, stuff like that, and making blueprints of them that you can just quickly place on your camp in the Battle Royale game mode. Quickly place down this tower you made that's good for, fighting other people and, good cover and all stuff like that. So you can use it very easily. And pretty much no one has realized this yet, because I think I've been at 2 modes, like 2 different games that people have actually used this, and pretty much no one else realizes this, because there is also the quick kits that have like a wall and like another fortification and then turrets, which is the way you can get turrets in this as well. But you're able to, anywhere you want, place on your camp and just start building all this stuff for free. Walls, ceilings, stairs, foundations, all that type of stuff. Fortifications, all that type of stuff you're able to place down whenever you want for free. So I would definitely recommend starting the juice, especially if you're getting lucky with your circles or in end circles. Start building a base, basically. Start placing down these blueprints that you have preset, and you're going to have a lot more cover than just running around in the forest and getting shot because you're out in the open and have no cover, you now have a building, and that can also be some really cool combat, because then someone has to come attack you at your building. So maybe that can do some close quarters combat. Maybe you have better close quarter weapons, so you're causing them to have to come attack you in close quarters. All that type of stuff. A lot of people haven't been realizing this, so definitely use it till people start realizing it, because it's going to give you such a big advantage. And once other people start using it, you're going to need to use it to just keep up with those other people and keep the game fair. So get to building in the Battle Royale game mode. That is all my top 5 tips. Subscribe if you want to see more Fallout 76 content. Leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a comment down below what you think about Fallout 76 as a whole, what you think about this new update, this new Battle Royale game mode, and thanks for watching.